The Yankees lost to the A's, got shut out 2-0 to the Oakland Athletics. Didn't see that one coming. Do we have a lot of other surprises across MLB, NBA, and the NHL? We're going to find out because we have a loaded sports slate ahead of us. So excited to join you guys. Hope you're excited for the evening ahead. We're going to talk sports betting. We're going to talk fantasy sports. We're going to rant about what's going on in the sports world. The NFL draft is this week. We're counting down to Thursday. As you guys know, I'm going to be live on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick during the NFL draft, watching and reacting right along with you guys. So if you guys want to have a watch party with me during the NFL draft, I will be live for the entire first round on Thursday night. Speaking of the NFL, news coming out of New York and Denver as Zach Wilson has gone to Denver in a trade. The Jets, I think it's a pick swap, late 6th, 7th round picks. Really, this is about the money. This is about getting Russell Wilson out of the Meadowlands and let the Jets move on to the 2024 season. As for Zach Wilson, I think it's an upgrade because if nothing else, he's going to learn something with Sean Payton. Maybe he'll be able to revive his career just a little bit. I certainly hope for his sake he can. But that's some NFL news for those that are curious. For those that are like, oh, I heard a rumor about the draft. We're all hearing rumors. This is the rumor time of the year. Let's wait until Thursday before we really believe anything. If you guys have questions, comments, feel free to hit us up. We are live across TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick right now. So if you guys have questions, write them in the comments section. Write them on the app. We're here for you guys, no matter the topic you want to cover. We are going to give out picks throughout the entirety of the show, doing our research live on the screen. If you're new to the show, we go through Outlier. Outlier is a sports betting research tool that we use. We use killersports.com to look up information to help you guys with your bets. So however we can be helpful, but we'll also be ranting about what's going on in the sports world. Jennifer, thanks so much for the gift. Great to have you watching the show today. Eric, you think Zach Wilson will change the Broncos? Change the Broncos? Hell no. I actually think the Broncos may change Zach Wilson. Sean Payton's going to make Zach Wilson a much more disciplined quarterback. He is a quarterback whisperer like Zach Wilson has never had in his time in New York. I think this is a great thing for Zach Wilson. Do I think it's a great thing for the Broncos? Probably not. Still think they'll draft a Bo Nix. Don't be surprised if the Broncos are still making moves on Thursday night to try to vault themselves up into that early 15, 12, 10 picks to try to get a quarterback of the future. But Zach Wilson at least provides a little bit of depth, and it's a lottery ticket you found on the ground. Either you cash it and you get a little bit more value out of it, or you throw it away and it's the garbage you thought it was. So no big deal. Time for today's slate. Let's get into it. We do have a lot of action, like I mentioned, across the sports world. MLB, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 games tonight across MLB. No matter the game you guys want to talk about, here to help you guys out, so just hit me up. Of course, we also have the NBA. 3 NBA games on the slate tonight for the NBA playoffs. Magic, Cavaliers, 76ers, Knicks, Lakers, Nuggets, if you guys want help with any of those picks. And finally, the NHL. 4 more games, drop the puck later this evening. 7 o'clock, the Bruins host the Leafs. Islanders, Hurricanes, 7:30. Then we go out west. Golden Knights play the Stars at 9:30. And finally, the Kings play the Oilers at 10. You guys got questions? Here for it. B. Tough pick between the Brewers and the Pirates. I feel the same way. It's a game you want to be very cautious with. Interestingly enough, how is the public betting this game? They like the Pirates. 67% of the tickets are on the Pirates to win. However, 74% of the money is on the Brewers to win. One of the reasons I'm avoiding that game. Jerome, Bruins versus Maple Leafs. Here's my question. Who's the starting goaltender for the Bruins? Now, I think the Bruins probably win this game. We're going to go look at some trends right now to show you why I feel the way that I do. But I'm not going to necessarily bet this game right now because I'm curious to know who do the Bruins have between the pipes. Are they going to go back and forth between their 2 goaltenders like they have all year long? Or is Swayman, who started in Game 1, is he going to get the nod again tonight? Let's take a look at how the Bruins have done at home so far this year against the Maple Leafs. 3-0. So 3 games so far this year between these two teams in Boston. Boston's won all of them. You want an even better trend? These teams that played 5 times this season, the Bruins are 5-0 against the Maple Leafs. What does that lead me to believe? I'd bet the Bruins on the money line, but again, you may want to wait until you know who the goaltender is going to be. JT, 15-15, great to see you. Over-under for Magic and Cavaliers. Magic and Cavaliers, let's take a look at it. First things first, let's look at how the Magic have done against the Cavaliers so far this year. And again, we're looking for the total play on this one. That was what the question was. And let's focus at when the Magic are a road dog. The score has been around 112 between these two teams under those circumstances. Let's see how the Magic have done when they've had a total that's less or equal to 205 so far this season. It's only happened one time. It actually was a push. It was at exactly 204, which is what the spread was. Tonight's total, rather, is 203 and a half. The total in that one game was 204. Let's see, when they've had a total under 210, the under has gone 5-4-1. So the Magic, the under might be a slightly better play just based on the trends. Let's dive into it a little bit more. Opponent, average winning percentage, greater than 500. 2-2. How about when that total and they're on the road? Or they're away, sorry. They're away. It's not great trends on the total. Let's check it out here. How about the Cavaliers when they have a total of 210 or less? Again, the total is much less than that. The over has actually been a much better play when the Cavaliers have faced a total of 210 or less. How about when it's 205 or less? The over is hitting the one time it's been that low. Very, very interesting. Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, it's the playoffs, so we're going to get back to a different brand of basketball, a bit more physical and everything else. But at least from what I'm seeing on the trends, the over is the slightly better trend, believe it or not. So I'm not telling you I would bet the total. I'm not personally, but based on the trends that we just looked up on the show, the over actually is a slightly better play in that Cavaliers and Magic game. Artistic, what are you doing? We're doing our research live on the show, talking sports betting, fantasy sports, and ranting about what's going on in the sports world. So great to see you with us. El Pinche, watching on YouTube, asks, Broncos seem more interested in Penix Jr. I think Penix Jr. is going to be the most interesting prospect out of the draft. Let me explain. If not for his knee injuries, I think teams would be fawning over him. He throws a great ball. He's got big hands. He's played in big games, and he's actually played really well for the most part. I know that Michigan game may be on the minds of many, but other than the knee injuries, there's a reason that he should be a mid-first round prospect. But if he falls at all, he could be one of the steals of the draft. Another quarterback I'd certainly keep my eye on, Spencer Rattler. I've been saying this for weeks now. Spencer Rattler may be the one you guys want to keep your eye on in terms of a second-day steal at quarterback, because Spencer Rattler has all the talent in the world. The transfer portal kind of did him wrong in college. We'll talk about a lot of these things during Thursday's draft. We'll be doing the first round of the draft live on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. User 9139, Phillies or Reds. Very tricky game for me. I actually don't have a bet in that game when it comes to a side. I didn't bet a side. I do have one bet in this game, though. I'm going to bring it up now. Let's take a look at the Phillies. We're going to look at some trends right now. When the Phillies have played the Reds over the last few years, just to see if there's some history between these two teams. When these two teams have played each other over the last 2 years, the under has gone 4-6, so the over a slightly better play. Let's continue to break down the trends, though. Phillies on the road as an underdog. Phillies are actually a favorite for this game. They're an away favorite, forgive me. So when the Phillies have been an away favorite, so far this year. We're going to pull up our trends and see what we have. The under has gone 6-0. Let me repeat that. This is why I like the under in this game. This trend, I'm mentioning it right now. The under is 6-0 whenever the Phillies have been a road favorite this year. Phillies have been a road favorite in 6 games this year. The under is 6-0. I'm going to put it up on the big board. It is a pick that I've already placed myself. That is the Phillies. Let's get it up here. Phillies, Reds. I'm going under. I took it under 9. I think you could also take it under 8.5. But I think this is going to be a lower scoring game. Think 4-3. That feels right to me. Maybe you get a 3-2 game, but I feel like it's a lower scoring game. The weather expected in Cincinnati is not what we come to expect during the summer months of the year where the ball's flying out of the ballpark. Don't think there are going to be as many home runs in this game as you would expect between these two mega lineups. I'm going to take the under. Phillies, Reds, under 9. And yes, it is heavily based on the fact that the under has been such a good play when the Phillies have been a road favorite so far this season. Appreciate you guys joining us. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. El Pinche is also asking, I'm taking Vegas over Dallas. Vegas has been beating the Stars. I agree with you. I actually think Vegas is the slightly better play. But before I answer that, let's jump on over and let's see how the public is betting this game for tonight's Golden Knights Dallas Stars game. 91% of the tickets are on the Stars to win. However, only 80% of the money. So there is a creeping sensation, at least in terms of the money, that the Golden Knights might be a decent bet. Appreciate you guys watching the show. Jose is asking about the Cavs and Orlando. I'm not crazy about this one, if I'm being honest with you. I'm a bit on the fence. I actually didn't bet the game itself. But let's really quick look at where the money's coming down on that game. Right now, 71% of the tickets are on the Cavaliers. 95% of the money is on the Cavaliers. You know, when we have that kind of discrepancy, we tend to advise you to follow the money. The money usually knows best. Let's look at the injury report for the Magic and the Cavaliers. Right now, only Dean Wade out for the Cavaliers. He's the only one of note. Other than that, everyone is healthy. This game opened at a 5.5 spread. It's moved between 4.5 and 5.5 throughout the day. Now it's up to 5.5 once again. That is what we're seeing between the two teams. Really quick, I'll jump on over just to give, again, a few trends between the two. How have the Cavaliers done as a home favorite against an opponent with an average winning percentage above 500? Cavaliers so far this year, 12-7 straight up, including 3 straight wins against the 76ers, Pacers, and Magic in Game 1. They've actually won 4 of their last 5 of their last 7. They've done a nice job against teams with winning records. The over's been a slightly better play, actually, between the Cavaliers and the Magic. Keep, again, your eye on that. Orlando plus 5.5 tonight. Very interesting. By the way, I was talking about straight up. I was talking about on the money line. So let's just look at that spread a little bit. Interestingly enough, when it comes to the spread, Cavaliers have not been as good a play. They're 9-9-1 this season as a home favorite against opponents with an above 500 winning percentage. How about the Magic? When the Magic are on the road as a favorite against a team with a winning record, a road underdog rather, Magic have done a poor job of covering the spread. They're 11-12, but they've only covered the spread twice in their last 6 games against a team with a winning record. Let's narrow it down. Both teams on 1 day of rest. When the Magic have been under that scenario, they have done a good job of covering there, 1-1. How about if both teams on 1 day of rest? Let's continue to look at this one. Okay, we've kind of narrowed it down. There's a good piece of advice there. So when the Magic are a road underdog against a team with a winning record and both teams have 1 day of rest, the scenario that's going to be occurring tonight, they have actually covered the spread in 5 of 7 games. So I wouldn't be surprised if they cover that 5.5. It's actually a very good call. By the way, the 2 times that they lost, the spread was either 8.5 or 3.5. So 5.5, whenever it's been around that mark, they have covered the spread under that scenario. You may want to look for Cavaliers to cover the spread. I'm going to put that up on the board. I kind of like it now that we've done the work on it. Sorry, the Magic to cover the spread. Forgive me. Magic to cover the spread. I'll take the Magic plus 7.5. I'll buy the extra 2 points just to make it a little safe, and I'll put it into some parlays. Zach is asking about a player prop bet. Paulo and AD over 20 points. Let's go look at a player prop bet for everybody. That's Paulo Banchero and that's Anthony Davis, both going over 20 points. We'll start with Paulo Banchero and work backwards off of that. Paulo Banchero, you're looking for 20 points, over 20 points. He's gone over, he's hit 20 or more points in 8 straight games. Over his last 20, he's actually done an even better job. He's gone over 20 points in 14 of his last 20 overall, or hit 20 points overall. Against the small forward position, great find. Cavaliers are the 25th ranked defense when it comes to points allowed to small forwards. Paulo Banchero over 19.5 points. I do like that one. I'm going to put it up on the big board as well. Over 19.5 points. Good find. Now, the other part of that parlay was Anthony Davis over 20 points. Let's go jump over and check out Anthony Davis and his point total tonight. Set right now at 24.5, but the question that we had was 19.5. Now, the Denver Nuggets, they're a good team, but they're actually 23rd in the league in points allowed to centers. Anthony Davis has gone over 20 points in 9 of his last 10 games, 17 of his last 20. Only 7 of his last 11 against the Nuggets and 2 of his last 4. So it hasn't been as much of a slam dunk against the Denver Nuggets. In Denver, 3 of the last 5. That's where the risk comes in. What I would say is I would endorse the bet. I'm not going to bet the Anthony Davis side, but the Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero over 19.5 points. Certainly love that one. User 9139. Phillies money line, I mentioned that earlier. I'm not crazy about that game. I'm probably going to avoid it overall. But really quickly, let's see where the public is betting that Reds and Phillies game. Right now, 67% of the tickets are on the Phillies. 87% of the money is on the Phillies. So maybe you want to follow the money tonight and go with the Phillies. But certainly the sports books are rooting against that. But Phillies, that's where the money's coming down. As for that Orioles game tonight, Reed Detmers is pitching really well for the Angels. Another game I'm actually not touching. Reed walked Detmers. I know we make fun of him for giving up about over 1.5 walks almost every time he starts, but he's actually been pitching very, very well this season. So I'm not going to bet against the Angels tonight. Angels are rare favorite in this one, so you might want to be a bit cautious betting on the O's. 55% of the tickets are on the Angels to win. Only 47% of the money on the Angels to win. So the book's a little split on that. What source do you use to see where public money is coming down? Big Hirsch, I use a website called Outlier. Outlier. Now, you do need a subscription for it, but if you DM me on Instagram, ButtFumbleSports, I can hook you up with a referral code for a free 7-day trial so you can check it out, see if you like it or if you don't. But you have to have a subscription for this particular sports betting research tool. Another one that we use, killersports.com, is a free website. But unfortunately, Outlier, it does require a subscription. That said, I certainly think it's well worth the money. We go in Marcelo Zuna for a home run today. Man, is there anybody hotter on the planet? At least in baseball, we know the hottest person on the planet right now is Scotty Scheffler. But that said, Ozuna is absolutely cooking. He has 9 home runs already this season, and he is torching everything in sight. Let's check out Marcelo Ozuna on a home run today. What are the odds? Right now, by the way, implied probability for him to hit a home run, 23% according to Outlier. We actually love that. Usually whenever we see it above 20% for a home run, very strong play. He has 4 home runs in his last 10 games. Specifically against left-handed pitching, he has 2 home runs in his last 3 games, 4 home runs in his last 6 games overall. Tonight, he's going up against a right-hander, forgive me. He has 2 home runs against right-handers in his last 3 games. So no matter whether he's facing a southpaw or a righty, Marcelo Ozuna is absolutely on fire. That said, he's facing Ryan Weathers. No, Ryan Weathers is a lefty, forgive me. I keep thinking Ryan Weathers is a righty. but he's not. So against lefties at home, he actually hasn't hit a home run since this season. He hasn't hit a home run against the lefty at home. That said, he's hitting .370 so far this year against them. Both home runs he's hit against lefties obviously came on the road. I think Marcell Ozuna is going to be good for a hit, run, and RBI. I'd rather go with that. He's hit that in 8 of his last 10 games, so I won't bet him on a home run. But am I willing to take Marcell Ozuna to stay hot? I will. Marcell Ozuna over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. It's been a good play, and I'm going to ride it through. Was told wind is going out in Twins, Cards, Giants games, home runs, and the O's. Okay, let me take a look at the park factors that I'm seeing. Angel Stadium, that's one that could have some home run capability. That's the Orioles game, so that's one that actually is blowing out a little bit. I don't know why you're seeing the Cardinals game. Cardinals game actually, okay, just because the wind is blowing out doesn't actually make that a good home run play. A website, again, requires a subscription, but ballparkpal.com, ballparkpal, BALLPARKPAL, ballparkpal.com, great website to use for baseball data, wind factors, things like that. It does require a subscription now, but that said, Cardinals game doesn't look like it's going to be great for home runs, so I would advise against that. As for the Twins, another one. Likelihood of a home run down minus 13%. Likelihood of a home run in the Cardinals game down 24%. The Giants game, that's one that's a bit more likely to have a home run. Oh wait, no, down 26%. So Pats Sox, I know you're seeing the wind blowing out, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be home runs. Perfect example, the Yankee game earlier today, the wind was blowing out to right field. There was only one home run. It actually was knocking down some balls, so you'd be surprised how the wind plays a factor. Kick rocks. Take Angels first 5 innings. Not a bad idea given the value you could get and how Reed Detmers has been playing. ME, Bruins, Cards, and the Dallas Stars. I kind of like it. The only one I might have issue with is maybe the Dallas Stars. I like the Bruins. I'll say that as we jump over to the NHL. Bruins, very strong play. I like the Hurricanes as well. Very strong play. Golden Knights Stars is one I'm a bit more cautious about, but if you feel good about it, ME, go for it, buddy. Chip Diamond, we'll let the people know we are taking the Magic plus 7.5, taking them on the spread. El Pinche is asking, oh, what's up, Chase Green? Hope you're doing well. El Pinche, I do like the Knicks on the money line. He's asking about the Knicks on the money line. I'll put that one up on the board as well. So, some star power questionable for the 76ers tonight. This is obviously going to be the major story of this game. Injuries. Tyrese Maxey, illness, did not participate in shoot-around earlier today. Joel Embiid with left knee soreness, he's a game-time decision. Do either of these stars play? Is either one of them out? Will play a massive factor in how we bet it. But that said, I do like the Knicks on the money line. A lot of reasons to like it anyways. Top Dog over on YouTube has joined us. Great to see you, Top Dog. Been a minute. Hope you're doing well. El Pinche is asking, I like Jamal Murray over 22.5 points. What are you thinking? Let's go check it out. We're going to go look to Jamal Murray and his player prop bet when it comes to points, and we're going to set it at 22.5 specifically. That's the question that we were just asked. So even though it's set at 24.5, we're going to look at 22.5. Now, against point guards, the Lakers have struggled this year. They're 25th in points allowed to point guards. Jamal Murray, though, has not consistently gone over this total. He's only gone over this total 4 times in his last 10 games. That's over 22.5. At home, he's only gone over it 5 of his last 10, and he's failed to go over and hit 23 points in 3 straight games. So as much as we like Jamal Murray's productivity against the Lakers, not sure it's a great play. Head-to-head against the Lakers, he's missed going to 23 points in his last 2 games against them. Last year in the playoffs, he consistently hit that, but you can't count on it right now. That's at home against the Lakers. He went for 31 and 37 in the playoffs. But so far this year at home against the Lakers, he's been at 21, 22 points. If you bought it down to 19.5, it'd be a good play, but the odds aren't great on that one. So you're kind of sitting on that 21, 22.5. Doesn't feel like a great play. Overall, I might avoid this one. I understand why you're thinking about it, but I'm not crazy about it. Chase Green, what do you think about Jalen over 24.5 points? Let's go take a look at Jalen Brunson, everybody. Oh, I'm in the wrong game. Let's look at Jalen Brunson's point total. And again, for those that are watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, we're using Outlier to do our research to make sure we're finding the best bets every day. Chase Green is specifically asking about 24.5 points. So we'll look at over 24.5 points. Incredibly consistent trend. 8 of the last 10. Even better, 7 of the last 8 at home. He's hit this in 5 of his last 6 home games, though he failed to hit it in game 1. Kind of interesting there. Head-to-head against the Sixers. Sixers are actually a tough matchup for him. Sixers are the 3rd best defense against point guards when it comes to points allowed. How has he done against the 76ers this year? Not good, actually, when it comes to points. Jalen Brunson, in his last 5 games against the 76ers, has not gotten to 24 points. So the point total he has right now is 31.5. He has not gone over 24 points against the 76ers so far this year. In fact, in his last 5 games against them. I'm going to put this up on the board. You guys might think I'm crazy. I'm taking a risk on it right now. You guys know where I'm going. This trend's too strong to avoid it. Jalen Brunson, under. Now, I can take this under. I'm willing to take it under, let's say, 29.5. I don't think he gets to 30 points. So I'll take Jalen Brunson under 29.5 points. Mark Gonzalez, MMA, super excited for us to get an NHL team here in Utah. I certainly hope you are. I on one hand, think it was appropriate for the Coyotes to abandon Phoenix because in many ways they were a disaster when it came to attendance, when it came to the success of the team. Here's what I am disappointed by. We actually got young kids in Arizona starting to play hockey, which is kind of an amazing thing. If we could get warm weather athletes in America to start playing hockey, you could all of a sudden see a USA hockey team really have amazing talent. That said, moving to Utah seems to make more sense. Ownership there will make more sense. Certainly a reason to go for it. What's on the board so far? Here are the picks we've given out so far in the first half hour of the show. We've taken the Phillies and Reds under 9 runs. We've taken Marcelo Zuna over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We've taken Magic plus 7.5. Knicks on the money line. We have Paulo Banchero over 19.5 points. And we have Jalen Brunson under 29.5 points. Those are the picks that we have up on the board. We're doing our research for you guys, so if you guys have a question, feel free to fire away. Jennifer has a question for us. Let's see what Jennifer wants to talk about. Austin Reeves assist total. Let's check out Austin Reeves on assist total. Appreciate the question. So let's pull it over to Austin Reeves. His assist total right now is set at 4.5. Let's look at it. Right now, the Nuggets are a pretty good defense against the shooting guard position when it comes to assists, ranked 9th throughout the year. Now, Austin Reeves, he's only gone over 4.5 assists in 5 of his last 10 games, only once in his last 4, twice in his last 6 games. Not a very good trend overall. How about on the road? A little bit better, 6 of his last 10, but only 1 of his last 5. How about against the Denver Nuggets? He's only gone over this total 2 of his last 5 games against the Denver Nuggets on the road. How about overall? 5 of his last 11. No reason for me to really buy into this trend or buy into this bet. Everything that I'm looking at kind of has me thinking that this isn't one worth making. Injury report, nothing that allows us to kind of narrow it down. How about games with Anthony Davis? games with LeBron James. No real reason for us to think otherwise. I would just avoid it. I don't think it's a very good bet. I think it's kind of searching for something that's not there personally, Jennifer. Josh, LeBron James over points. I just feel like outside of AD, the rest of the team won't show up again. I don't really doubt you, Josh, and so I think it's an interesting idea. Let's look at LeBron James, and let's look at his point total for tonight. In fact, let's go beyond that. Let's look at points, rebounds, and assists to see if LeBron James, if there's any area where he could really excel and help his team tonight. Unfortunately, the Nuggets are a really tough matchup for him. When it comes to the small forward position, the Nuggets are one of the best defensive teams in the league. No wonder, given the kind of talent that they have with Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr., two very good defenders that can guard LeBron James. They're first in points allowed to small forwards, 8th in rebounds allowed, 2nd in assists allowed. So a very good defensive team against the small forward position. In fact, LeBron James head-to-head against the Denver Nuggets, he's had a tough time actually getting over 41 points, rebounds, and assists. How about when it comes to points, though? You were asking specifically about points. His point total right now is set at 25.5. He's hit this in 6 of his last 11 games against the Nuggets. In Denver, 2 of his last 5. Again, just not a trend that I really feel good about. I feel like we're kind of pushing on this one. I don't like it at 25.5. If you bought it to 23.5, I'd feel better about it. I think he gets to 24 points. I feel like he gets to 23 points. I'd rather have it at over 22.5. That's what I would take. That's what I'll put on the board. For those that are curious about the bet that I really like, it's LeBron James over 22.5 points, but 24.5, even that little difference, I'm just not as enthusiastic about it. Phil's Reds under 8.5, you said? Yes, I did, Spiderweb. That is what I'm going with. Top dog, Joe Ross, over 1.5 walks in Pittsburgh's game. Very interesting idea about that one. Really quick, just going to pull up my notes on it. I do like Joe Ross going over 1.5 walks. Yep, top dog, absolutely love that. Joe Ross, let's quickly show that one actually. It's such a good player prop bet. I'm going to show it to you guys really quickly. Let's throw Joe Ross under the microscope and let's see what we can get when it comes to walks allowed. Over 1.5. Over 1.5 is what we want. It's hit in 2 of his first 3 starts on the road. Hasn't hit yet. I actually like this one though. I am taking the over. I'll put it up on the big board just so you guys can see it. I'm taking Joe Ross over 1.5 walks allowed. Thanks, Mark Gonzalez, for letting them know. Appreciate all those that are watching the show. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're with us. We are going to be live on Thursday night for the entire first round of the NFL Draft. So you can have a watch party with me, reacting to every pick, every trade, every shocking outcome. Yes, I'll probably have the TV audio on at times, just to make sure I'm hearing all the latest analysis and what the trade details are. But I'm going to be talking to you, answering your questions, reacting with you, just having the experience of being an NFL fan right along with you. And it's not just for NFL reaction. We're talking fantasy football too, because we've got maybe 5 quarterbacks going in the first round. We could have at least 5 wide receivers going in the first round. We are going to have at least 1 transcendent tight end going in the first round. So there are major fantasy football implications to Thursday night's draft outcomes. Make sure you're with us. Get your questions, your comments. We're going to riff about what happens. Join us Thursday for NFL Draft Round 1. We'll probably go on the air at like 7:30, and we will be going all night long. So if you love talking sports, if you love talking draft, if you love talking fantasy football, we kick things off Thursday night. Join us around 7:15, 7:30. Chase Green, so great to see you asking your question. Chase Green's asking if I have like a lock of the night. Really don't. The fact that the Yankees lost earlier today and got shut out is kind of a reflection on why maybe the idea of a lock is never something we should be going with. but I will throw up a pick that I really do like today from MLB, but I'm going to show you how it's coming down on the money. It is the Padres. 87% of the tickets are on the Padres to win. 98% of the money is on the Padres to win. Austin Gomber on the bump against Dylan Cease. I'm going to go Padres, so I will not say it's a lock. You guys know I hate that term. I hate that concept. I hate the idea that there's a lock, that there's something that is a sure thing. There's no way you could lose. Put your mortgage on it. Put your firstborn on it. Ridiculous notions. Things happen in sports every day that work against us. Aaron Boone got ejected and he didn't even say anything. Like, crazy things happen. Umpires, referees, people do nuts. People do crazy things. Injuries happen. But I do like Padres on the money line. Definitely a bet that I like. So while I disavow the lock, I will say what's one of my favorite bets of the day? Padres on the money line. Appreciate you guys showing love, being really, really kind to me. No, it's not a mortgage play. We won't do that. I'll leave that to some other shows. Hope you guys are enjoying everything. El Pinche is asking about Franz Wagner over 14.5 points. Let's go check out that player prop bet. That's Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner. Let's go check out his point total. Hope you guys are enjoying your Monday afternoons and getting off to a good start to the week. Franz Wagner, this opened at 19.5 points. It came down to 18.5. Against the small forward position, the Cavaliers are not a good defense, so this is a good find. They're 25th in the league when it comes to points allowed to small forwards. Now, you're not even taking it at 18.5. According to El Pinche, he's taking it at 14.5. So doing what we love to do here, buying those points down, maybe putting it into a parlay, making it very, very safe. It has been very safe, not just at 14.5, but even if you raise it up to 15.5. He has gone to 15. He's hit 16 points in 7 straight games. 7 straight games. In fact, he's gone to 16 points in 12 of his last 20. Head-to-head against the Cavaliers, he's hit 16 points in 6 of his last 8 games. I'll put this one up on the board. Actually, it has been a tough one on the road. Any injury report details that we could take from? No, I mentioned that earlier. Games with Paulo Banchero. Nothing. I would take Franz Wagner over 15.5 points. I know I'm not going to put it up on the board because it's not an attractive enough bet based on the odds, but I do think Franz Wagner gets to 16 points. So that's what I would say, El Pinche. Franz Wagner over 15 points. Thoughts on Brewers money line. Devin, money's coming down on it. While the public tickets are coming down on the Pirates, the money's coming down on the Brewers. There's something to it. Sierra, Mitchell Robinson, 13.5 points and rebounds. Let's go do our research, everybody. We're getting a request from Sierra for points and rebounds for Mitchell Robinson. You're seeing it at 13.5 for points and rebounds. Let's see what we're seeing based on the trends and the data. Mitchell Robinson for 13.5 points and rebounds. It's only hit in 2 of his last 9 games. However, head-to-head against the matchup's okay. Here's what I would say, Sierra. Is Joel Embiid starting? Is Joel Embiid playing in this game? It's absolutely going to play a factor. No Julius Randle. It's kind of interesting without Julius Randle. I mean, there's just... I just don't feel like he's going to go back-to-back with it. Man. But he's hit it. He's hit in 5 of his last 7 games without Julius Randle at home. This is a better find by Sierra than I thought. He went over this against the 76ers, obviously, in the last game. But he's actually gone over 13.5 points and rebounds in 5 of his last 7 games at home without Mitchell Robinson. There's a reason to like this. Sierra. I kind of like it. I'm going with it. 13.5 feels very, very low. I know he's missed it twice, but I feel like it's a good play. I'm going to put it up on the board. Sierra, shout out to you. Mitchell Robinson over 13.5 points plus rebounds. I know it's not a great play, but it's good enough based on the trends. We're going with it, Sierra. Over under for the Padres game. So the total for that Padres game right now, I'm seeing it is set at 10.5. If I had to go with anything, I'd probably take the under. I don't know. I don't really like the total in that game. I'm going to admit it. I don't love the total. Let's quickly look at that game, okay? Padres Rockies set at 10.5. Money coming down slightly on the over. I just don't feel good enough about it because I don't know which Dylan Cease am I going to get. Austin Gomber, I expect him to put up 5 or 6 runs. You know, the Padres will put up 5-6 runs against him and that Rockies pitching staff. But is Dylan Cease going to, step the fuck up and pitch like Dylan Cease? Forgive my language. I'm just not sure. Miles McBride, points, rebounds, and assists. Let's jump back over to the NBA as we're doing our research for all those that are watching the show. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. That way you never miss a time when we go live. I post my live schedule on our profile in our bio, so that way every day you know if we're going live and at what time, so that way you never miss a show. So make sure you follow and make sure you check out our profile every day, so that way you're always seeing the latest schedule in case for like this weekend. I was in a wedding in Mexico, so I couldn't do our show. Okay, Miles McBride, over 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists. How's the matchup, first of all? Not a good one. 76ers, 3rd in points allowed to point guards, and then 10th in rebounds and assists allowed. That said, is he going up against Tyrese Maxey or not? The injury report plays a factor. He's been a pretty good start over his last few games, especially at home. He's actually gone over this total in 8 of his last 10 games at home, 15 of his last 20 games at home. Against the 76ers, 3 of his last 4 games at home. The answer is I do like this play. Miles McBride, I'll say it again. Miles McBride, I like the play. I'm going to put it up on the board. Miles McBride over 12.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. I like it, everybody. I think that's a good play. Bry Guy, can you go through your board again? Yes, we can. Here are the picks that we've given out and put up on the board so far. Phillies, Reds, under 9. Phillies, Reds, under 9. Padres on the money line. Marcelo Zuna, over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Joe Ross, over 1.5 walks allowed. Magic, plus 7.5. Knicks on the money line. And then here are some NBA player prop bets for you. We've got Paolo Banchero over 19.5 points. Jalen Brunson under 29.5 points. LeBron James over 22.5 points. Mitchell Robinson over 13.5 points plus rebounds. And Miles McBride over 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Those are the picks we've thrown up on the board so far. Does Austin Matthews get a goal? Go over on shots on goal. Let's check out Austin Matthews. We haven't done any player prop bet work in the NHL. Time to go to work on that. Shots on goal for Austin Matthews. He's going obviously up against the Bruins tonight. 4.5 is what I'm seeing is the total. Bruins are actually a team that you get shots off of. They give up an average of 21. They're 21st in shots on goal allowed to centers, so a good note there. He's gone over this total in 5 of his last 6 games, and the one time he missed it, it was at 4. Very interesting to note. Bobby McMahon is out once again. When Bobby McMahon has been out, Austin Matthews has hit this in 4 of his last 5 games, 5 of his last 7. So a good note there. How about against the Bruins head-to-head? Very consistent play as well. 6 of his last 8, he's gone over this total. In Boston, though, those are the 2 times he's had his misses. So what I would say is I do like Austin Matthews over 4.5 shots on goal. I'm not going to put it up on the board myself, but I do think that he gets to 5 shots on goal. Yep. Austin Matthews over 4.5 shots on goal. Based on the trends, I think it's a good play. Let's jump on over. We've got another NBA player prop bet that we're being asked about. This one, Nikola Jokic. Will Nikola Jokic record a triple-double tonight? That is the next question that we're going to be answering. Nikola Jokic, points, rebounds, and assists. How has he done when it comes to triple-doubles against the Lakers? Well, triple-doubles, missed it in the last game against the Lakers, has missed it actually, let's see. Yeah, missed it in the last game against the Lakers. He's missed it in the last 3 games against the Lakers, so hasn't been as good a trend actually as you would like. He's hit it in 5 of his last 12 games against the Lakers. At home though, 4 of his last 6, so it had been a good trend prior to game 1, something to be aware of there. That said, I probably would go with the no on this one. I like him a lot on assists tonight. I could see Nikola Jokic having a big assist night at home against the Lakers. He has gone over his assist total of 8.5 in 5 of his last 6 games against the Lakers when they play in Denver. Again, he missed it last game. I don't think that repeats back-to-back. So I will take Nikola Jokic. I'm going to put this one up on my board. Nikola Jokic over, and I'm going to take it over at I'll take the 8.5, but really I want it at 8. I'll take over 8.5, but not nearly as attractive to me. You think Bruins and Stars are good for the money line tonight? That Stars game I'm probably going to avoid. I actually feel better about the Oilers. I'd go Bruins and Oilers. Frankly, Bruins, Hurricanes, and Oilers. The only nerves I have about the Bruins is I don't know their goaltender yet. Is it Swayman? Are they going to make the goalie flip, as they did during the regular season? But for the most part, I like it. Donovan Mitchell over 31 points, rebounds, and assists. AD over 36. Cavs money line, Nugs money line. There's some picks from people. Jeffrey, Denver sweeping the Lakers. Jeffrey's letting you know what he thinks. Mine is 9.5. Should I take the under on Nikola Jokic assists? I could see him getting to 10. As crazy as it sounds, he's hit 10 in 4 of his last 5 games against the Lakers in Denver. He missed last game, but it's been a pretty good trend overall. I tend to think that it's a good play. Linus Ullmark tonight. Andrew's letting us know. Linus Ullmark. I'm actually kind of happy that the Bruins are doing it this way. I would have hoped they would have learned from last year. You can't ride Swayman for a full 7-game series after not playing him consecutive games so consistently throughout the year. So Linus Ullmark is in for the Bruins. That actually makes me feel a little bit better about the Bruins, to be honest with you. I know Swayman played well in game 1, but I'd rather have them alternate between the 2 goaltenders. I actually think that's a better strategy for them. Brandon, Bruins team total over 2.5. I think they get to 3 goals. Yep. Lucky picks, Islanders or Hurricanes. I'm going with the Hurricanes on this one, everybody. Letting you know how the money's coming down on it. 76% of the tickets are on the Hurricanes. 82% of the money is on the Hurricanes. I'm riding Hurricanes tonight. I actually haven't put up any hockey picks just yet. I'm taking Hurricanes on the money line. I'm also taking Oilers on the money line. No shocker there. Oilers and Kings. Feel like the Oilers are the much better team in this one. I actually think it's one of the few series right now in the NHL that is really just a bloodbath waiting to happen. So I have the Hurricanes on the money line and I have the Oilers on the money line. My 2 NHL picks that I have up on the board right now. Appreciate you guys watching the show. Hope you're enjoying it. If you are, no matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, hit the follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're a member of the Butt Fumble Sports community. We are live every day that we can. IB Shade 45 knows. Tipping the cap to you. And again, just in case you missed our programming note from a moment ago, we will be live for the NFL Draft Round 1 on Thursday night. We're going to come on around 7:15, 7:30, and we will be live for the entire first round of the draft, reacting to everything that you guys are, the trades, the picks, the rumors, the bullshit, what actually happens, who's going to be a bust, who's going to be a Hall of Famer. We won't find out on Thursday night, but we'll find out where these kids are graduating from college to and going to the NFL. Rick is asking about LeBron on rebounds. Kind of an interesting one. We looked at LeBron a little bit earlier, but let's look at him on rebounds, everybody. Looking at LeBron James on rebounds. It's going to be the next task that we do. Going over to Outlier, it's set at 7.5. Head-to-head against the Nuggets on the road. It's actually been a decent play. I'm not going to touch it, Rick. Head-to-head. I know the matchup suggests that they're a decent defense on this one. I understand why you like the under. I'm just not going to touch this one. I think LeBron may have to find himself highly engaged in this game in a multitude of ways. I wouldn't take it. It's just not attractive to me. If you're going to take it, I get it, but not attractive enough for me. Grayson Kings over 2.5 goals for a team total. Again, not one I'm interested in. Going to avoid it. Do you believe the rumor of Herbert to the Vikings? Hell no. Hell no. That's some bullshit right there, IP Shade 45. I don't think there is any chance. I don't think there is any chance that Justin Herbert is traded from the Chargers. They just gave him a contract. They just locked him up. It would make no sense. I wouldn't understand it. It would be a stupid move. They have their quarterback of the future. They have their franchise guy. Stick with him. Get a wide receiver. Get some more offensive linemen. Get a tight end. Do anything else. But don't make a stupid trade swapping out Justin Herbert to the Vikings, even for 2 first-round picks or more. Don't care. No, you got Justin Herbert. You know the quality of talent you have there. Let him work with Jim Harbaugh. Nah, IP Shade 45. I ain't buying that bullshit for a second. Jeffrey's asking about Anthony Davis on blocks. Let's go take a look at it. By the way, I love IP Shade 45, so I love the question. But given my honest reaction to it, nah, hell no. Anthony Davis blocks. You're getting it at 1.5. I'm seeing right now it's set at 2.5. Interesting. He's hit this in 3 straight games against the Nuggets. 4 of his last 5. I actually kind of like it. On the road, 2 of his last 3. But that's at 2.5. If you can get Anthony Davis over 1.5 blocks, I'd take it. I would take it. I'm going to put it up on the board. Anthony Davis over 1.5 blocks. That's a great find. Whoever hooked us up with that one, that's Jeffrey. Jeffrey, great find. Mark Gonzalez, thanks for letting him know. We are going to be live 7:15, 7:30 for the entire first round of the NFL Draft. Don't worry, if you miss any of the info, we'll put it in our bio, so you can't possibly miss it. That's why you should follow. That's why you should subscribe. That way you can watch our show and talk sports with us every day. Love talking with you guys about fantasy football, sports betting, and obviously just random stuff happening around the sports world. I hope you guys know I am a friend who loves talking sports with you all the time. Thoughts on DiVincenzo over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Let's take a look at it, everybody. Points, rebounds, and assists for DiVincenzo. Dante, everyone's favorite Ninja Turtle. Over 22.5 is what I'm seeing. You're getting it at 21.5, so that's what we're going to look at it to make sure we're giving you the most accurate look. He's hit this in 7 of his last 10 games. Did miss in game 1 of the playoffs. 7 of his last 10 at home as well. Head-to-head against the 76ers. Has hit it in 2 of his last 3 home games against them. But again, missed in game 1. So, it's been a good trend. I would say I do like it. I think he bounces back. However, just be aware, against the 76ers, it missed in game 1. Overall, the shooting guard position, it's an okay matchup, not great. I actually like the assist total that he could have. It's set at 2.5. If you could get it at 1.5, it'd be a dream. But, oh, you're paying for it. No. Never mind. Thanks, Jeffrey. Appreciate the little crown. Oh, he didn't even play. I was on a plane, so I didn't even know. So there you go. Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah, we like that. We like the total. We like the over. Over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We like it. Not going up on the big board, but we do like it, everybody. Tyler Ola, miss you, dog. Miss you. So happy to see you. Great to know that we've got another loyal viewer back watching with us. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. We are live as often as we can. Boy, yeah, okay, we missed the fantasy football season. We all know that. However, you know, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, MLB regular season, not a bad time of year, everybody. But yeah, fantasy football, we're definitely looking forward to that. We're only a few months away. I actually talked to one of our sponsors, Rival Fantasy, getting ourselves ready for July. A lot of mock drafts, a lot of fantasy football drafts, a lot to get excited about. Jennifer, is the money with the Lakers today? I'll show you where the money is on that game, Jennifer. We jump on over to Outlier. Nah, the money is on the Nuggets. 68% of the tickets are on the Nuggets. 61% of the money's on the Nuggets. Here's the only warning. I'm going to give you guys one warning of the day. Here is the Butt Fumble Sports warning of the day. Scott Foster is refereeing the Nuggets-Lakers game. Now, does Scott Foster automatically mean that the Lakers are going to win? No. I still think the Nuggets win. I think the Nuggets win. However, if there was one referee where if you asked me, hey, Butt Fumble Sports, who do you think's a referee that the NBA would put in charge of a game if they wanted to see that series go a little bit longer? If they wanted to see the team that probably should lose pull off an upset win just to keep the ratings, just to extend the series, I would say, oh, I bet that would be Scott Foster. So all I'm going to say is this. I like the Nuggets on the money line. I'm saying that now. I'll even put it up on my board if you want me to. But that said, Scott Foster is the wrinkle that seems to crush every notion and trend and normalcy that usually is out there. So I'm just putting that out there to you guys because Scott Foster definitely, you know, he does his bit. Brothers, some people think Brothers is another one, but I think Scott Foster is the one that's got his thumb on the scale the most frequently. What you got for no run in the first inning today, Brian? I do actually have an NRFI play today. I have one no run in the first inning play, so it means it's probably going to miss. I'm just playing. This is based on the data and the research that we've done. Tigers, Rays, no run in the first inning. That's the only one that I have. Tigers and the Rays, it's the only one I feel confident about. Tigers, Rays, no run in the first inning, so you can go with that one. Jay Mata, Cavs over Magic. I'm taking the Magic plus 7.5. Doing the research earlier, I think the Magic cover a 7.5 point spread. LeBron over 19.5 points. Yeah, I like that. That's a low total. We like that. D-Lo. I'm not touching D'Angelo Russell. I know he's coming off a bad game. Probably due for a bounce back, but I just don't love it. Tyler Ola. Do you think the Pels could beat the Thunder in the series based on what we saw last night? No. I actually thought that the Pelicans, unless they get Zion back, and Zion at the level that we saw him in the play-in tournament, which I don't think we will, I think last night was the opportunity for the Pelicans to actually get at the Thunder. The Thunder showed their inexperience early in that game and then showed their talent in the fourth quarter. To me, the Thunder are going to they are going to start off as a vulnerable team in these playoffs, and with each game, they are going to become more and more dangerous because the youth will go away, the experience will go up. This is such a talented roster. It's very, very balanced in its starting five. I think the Thunder actually, by getting the win last night, I actually think they go, oh, that's probably as bad as we're going to play. I actually think the Thunder could close out that series in 5. Jason, yes we do. We have Paolo Banchero over 19.5 points on the board, but I could see Paolo Banchero getting to 22 points. Yep. Jeffrey's on it. Jeffrey knows D'Lo does not play well against the Nuggets. No, he does not. Appreciate you guys being with us. Really quick, just letting you know how the public's betting these games. The public likes the Cavaliers to win tonight, as does the money. The public likes the Knicks to win, as does the money. The public likes the Lakers to win, as does the money. But the money is coming down on the Lakers a little bit more than expected. How about in the NHL tonight? The public likes the Bruins. The money likes the Bruins. How about the Islanders Hurricanes game? Money and public aligned once again, going with the Hurricanes. Golden Knights, Dallas Stars. Stars are the money favorite as well as the public favorite. And finally, the Oilers. They're the heavy favorite with both the public and the money as well. Appreciate you guys watching the show. We've been live for an hour. Here's a recap of the picks that we've given out over the last hour of our show. You guys ready? Here you go. We have the Phillies, Reds, under 9 runs. We have the Padres on the money line, and no run in the first inning for Tigers and Rays. We have Marcell Ozuna, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We have Joe Ross, over 1.5 walks. We have Magic, plus 7.5. We have Knicks on the money line. We have Paulo Banchero, over 19.5 points. We have Jalen Brunson, under 29.5 points. We have LeBron James, over 22.5 points. We have Mitchell Robinson, over 13.5 points plus rebounds. We have Miles McBride, over 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We have Nikola Jokic, over 8 assists. Over 8 assists or over 8.5. I think he gets to 9. Anthony Davis, over 1.5 blocks. Hurricanes on the money line in the NHL. Oilers on the money line in the NHL. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for this Monday afternoon. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you join us again tomorrow. We will be live at 5 p.m. tomorrow. 5 p.m. tomorrow. Maybe a little bit later, actually. Let me rephrase that. 5:30 tomorrow. I actually have to take care of something. We'll be on between 5:15 and 5:30, so I might be a little bit late tomorrow, but don't worry. The time's going to be in my bio, so you'll be aware of it. That way you don't miss the show. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you really enjoyed it. I really, really appreciate the loyalty and support that you show Butt Fumble Sports. Thanks for the gifts, the contributions, for following, for subscribing, for the questions, the comments, the engagement. We are so, so grateful for everything that you guys do, are, and bring to the show. Hope you guys are with us again tomorrow, and until then, have a great night, everybody. Goodbye.